What's up, y'all? Antoine, aka the Big Fella here, bringing you another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make my grandma's recipe of 7-Up pound cake. That's right, I said 7-Up pound cake, meaning there's 7-Up soda going into this bad boy. She's been making this thing for years and finally gave me the recipe, and I've been working with it for a couple years. So I figured I would show you guys how to make it. I feel like it's a great fall time cake, although you can't eat this cake 365 days a year. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make this, and your family's going to enjoy it as well. Alright, y'all, first step into making this delicious 7-Up pound cake is you're going to want to take your 3 sticks of salted butter, softened, put them in your mixer, and we're going to cream this. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're looking for this kind of consistency right here. All right, next step, add your sugar. 3 cups of sugar. Turn that on low. That way it gets all incorporated. And it looked like the consistency of hand mashed potatoes. Kind of like that. Alright, next step. We have 5 eggs here that we're going to be throwing in here. Try to add them in one at a time and mix it in one at a time. You are going to want to have a rubber spatula handy so you can scrape everything down back into the mixing portion of the bowl so it's all good and incorporated. Now, before we do this next step, I want to forewarn you guys, this step tends to get a little messy, so have your mixer on low as you're adding in the flour. That way it's not exploding everywhere. So let's go ahead and add this flour in here, and we're actually almost done mixing everything together. We just got to throw it in the oven after the next couple steps. Alright, in this bowl here I have 3 cups of cake flour. This is soft as silk. You can also use Swan's Down as well. That's what my grandma uses. But Swan's Down, for some reason, is kind of hard to find, so I switched over to soft as silk. Same results. So let's go ahead and add this in here. I'm going to add a little bit at a time to try to prevent the flour explosion. Turn that on low. Of this in here now. Not making too much of a mess. So let's go ahead and mix this, and we're going to mix it until it's nice and smooth. Okay, you see I turned it up on level 2 and I got flour on the counter already. Next, we're going to go ahead and add our our 7-Up, and I didn't pre-mix this portion for a particular reason, because I want you guys to see I'm literally adding the 7-Up to the cake. I didn't want anybody saying I was out here faking with this. So I got a 1/4 cup measuring cup here, got my 7-Up here. We're going to put 3/4 cup of that in here. I'm going to try to pour it on camera. Let's we got a little bit right there. We're going to 1, 2, 3. All right. Just to show y'all that this recipe truly does have 7-Up in it. We're going to mix this on really low so it's not splattering everywhere until that gets all nice and mixed. Then last but not least, 2 tablespoons of lemon extract. As you can see, we got a nice, thick, creamy mixture going here. I'm going to let it mix for a little bit longer, and then we're going to go ahead and throw it in our bundt pan. Alright, so we got our bundt pan right here. To help this thing not stick, I'm going to be using Baker's Joy. Just want to give me a sec. Rule number 1 when it comes to baking, always have a backup can of Baker's Joy. Just give this thing a nice liberal coating everywhere, even the middle part. Okay. Now, the old school way of greasing your pan, my grandma used to do this. She would take some of the butter and rub it around in inside of this, and then she'll take a little bit of that cake flour and sprinkle it in there, so there's a nice coating in there, and then she'll pour it in there. And I've never seen a cake stick that way either. So if you don't have any Baker's Joy, especially if it's a can that doesn't work, you can go that method as well. So we're going to go ahead and pour our cake into this, and then we're going to go ahead and throw it into our 325-degree oven for an hour 15, an hour 20, and we'll have a delicious pound cake to be eating after. Now this next step is a must. Here, come with me. You got to give the whisk to a kid to lick all the batter off. Alrighty, now that the kid has the whisk, let's go ahead and get our mixture into our bundt pan. You might have to aid it a little bit with a rubber spatula. Get it all in there. Now, somewhat important, you want to try to get this as level as you can, because this is the bottom of the cake. You want your cake to sit nice and even. If you have a second kid, that's perfect for them, especially one younger. And if you have a wife, you give her that. Into the 325-degree oven. Hey Google, set a timer for an hour and 15 minutes.
Sure, 1 hour and 15 minutes. And we're starting now.
Perfect. Almost done. All right, so the timer is about to go off. I'm going to check to see if it needs a little bit longer, and this is the trick my grandma showed me. Maybe some of you guys already know what it is, but here it is. Simply want to take a clean butter knife, jab it down into the cake, pull it back out. As you can see, there's no like moist dough on here, so this cake is done. We're going to let this thing sit in the bundt pan on the counter for about 5 minutes, which should help it release from the sides of the bundt pan to make it easier to take out. At which point you can either put it on a cake carrier or like a cake dish or whatever to be served. I would let it cool down a little bit more after it's on that, but you can at least get it out of the bundt pan. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. It's going to look like it's releasing pretty good. Just tapping along the sides. I don't want to scrape for fear of putting a scratch on the cake. These things come out really, really pretty, especially if you got a nice shaped bundt pan. But let's go ahead and do it this way. Then on top of here like this. I like to still hot. There we go. Nice, beautiful 7-Up pound cake. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit more. I'm sure my mom will forgive me. This is for her birthday, but I'm going to go ahead and slice into it so you guys can see how fluffy and delicious it looks. I'll explain that later when I go to take the cake over to her, but I really want you guys to see it. Now, you can eat this thing as is. That's my favorite way to eat it. I have to be in the mood for frosting, but if you are going to frost it, if you know how to make your own cream cheese icing, do so, but throw this on top of it once it's cooled down, and it takes it to a whole nother level. Well, there you guys have it, a super simple recipe for a 7-Up pound cake. Now, we'll warn you guys, if you make this thing for family functions or for the potluck at work, you will get asked time and time again to make this thing for each of those functions. Ask me how I know. That's why I got such a professional looking cake carrier, because I be taking this thing everywhere for all these functions and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, so if you would please like it. If you have any questions, leave them down there in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer them if I can. And also, if you would please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when I upload videos. But I want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and good luck making your own 7-Up pound cake.